Hello snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going hogging with the Ride Mountain Pig. That's right, Mountain Pig. Not War Pig, not Twin Pig, but Mountain Pig. So let's dive into this review. This board is available in 5 sizes: 155, 159, 160 wide, 162, and 164 wide. This board features Ride's directional hybrid camber. So what you get is rocker in the nose going back to about here, and then camber all the way back to the back contact point. So basically directional cam rocker. When you load it up, it elevates that rocker in the nose a little bit better, so you get better float and easier entry into your turns. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was a little warmer and had some humidity, plus a ton of fresh snow. They'd reported about 8 to 10 inches, and it was still snowing throughout the day, so the snow was a little bit heavier. And what you got was powder groomers, powder off the runs, just powder everywhere. Perfect conditions for this, you know. I mean, you could set the board on edge and feel that groomer underneath the powder, but overall, perfect conditions for this board. And I used my K2 Indy bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Right away, you're going to notice that this board is on the stiffer side, and it's got a directional flex to it. It goes from the all mountain flex to the low end spectrum of freeride flex very fast. So what you've got is a little bit of play up in the nose, and then it just progressively stiffens up through the tail with not a lot of torsional flex. You really can't twist this board with your feet to steer it. You more or less are driving it from the contact points. Now, this board is very stable, and it will plow through just about anything in its path. It does not feel dead by any means, but it is a damp ride. One of the things that I will say about this board is you have to be very calculated with how you load it up and how you pop with it. It's not a board that's easy to engage. You have to know when to load it and when to pop, and even then, it's not a very snappy board. It's not one of those boards that's gonna pop you to the moon. You're gonna do a lot of work. Now, I know that they call this the Mountain Pig and it's all mountain. I hit some jumps with it. I really don't recommend this for a park board in any means. I mean, you end up having to have the lip do all the work instead of you being able to pop off the lip. It's just more of a free ride board than anything. Speed is your friend when you're buttering or jibbing with this board. And I mean, go 3 times as fast as you think and hold on for dear life and put all your weight into it if you're trying to do a nose or tail press. It's just not gonna happen. You'd think with that rocker in the nose, you would be able to really nose butter it. No, you're putting all your weight over it. I mean, you need to find fresh snow on a steep section to really get it to butter. And this thing is definitely more of a free ride board. I just don't get why they call it a Mountain Pig. It's not all mountain, it's free ride. This board is fucking free ride. And jibbing with it, buttering with it just was not fun. It took a lot more effort than it should, and that's why the War Pig and the Twin Pig exist. This is one of those boards that when you're on edge, you're pushing through everything and just crushing it. You don't have to worry about small child, run them over. Mogul field of death, don't worry about it. Icy chunder, go for it. You're gonna be able to plow through anything with this board. It's one of those boards, it does not suck when it is on edge. I will say though, that long drawn out carves are what you want to be doing with this. Just swooping across the trail, doing everything you can, just making wide turns. Those short, tight, quick setup turns take more effort with this board. It's one of those boards that you really got to drive it to do a tight, quick turn. But when you're in a long drawn out carve, you can push off that tail and just slingshot through anything with it. So who is this board for? It's definitely for the guy that's gonna charge hard into powder, charge hard into groomers, and understands that this board is more free ride than all mountain. Someone that just wants to haul ass, go fast, and push it to the limit. So I really want to know who over at Ride classifies this as all mountain, because it's a fucking free ride board in disguise. It's like a berserker that's been fed nothing but steroids and booze, and it wants to kick your ass. This is a board for just hauling hard, charging, mashing pow, and pushing it to the limit. I don't know why it's all mountain. All mountain boards mean that you can go in the park. I wouldn't take this thing in the fucking park. I just wouldn't. Just no. Just don't do it. So that's my take on the Mountain Pig. Is it a bad board? No. Is it a great board? For a certain type of rider, it's probably fucking phenomenal. For me, not so much. Comparable boards: the Burton Flight Attendant, The United Shapes Pioneer would really be comparable to this board. I think the Rome Blur is on there, the Capita Black Snowboard of Death, the Jones Flagship, or even the Ultra Flagship would be very, very comparable to this. The Rosnell Crypto. Those are the boards that I would be looking at if you wanted to compare it to something else. This has been my review of the Ride Mountain Pig. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you own one? Are you considering buying one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this shred stick. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we've got coming out. Trust me, we try to put out a video a day if we can. And if you'd really like to support us, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. It's the best way to support us and fund us in the projects that we're doing for all you snowboarders of the internet. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.